Hello students, after the direct connection, we are going to check out the series connection. Now in case your unknown impedance is low, with the low impedance I mean it may be a small resistor, a small capacitor or a large value of inductor. Since it's a low impedance, we know that Xc is equal to 1 upon 2 pi Fc. So when I say low impedance, the capacitor value is definitely going to be large. If it is inductor, we know that it is 2 pi Fl. So a small inductor means a small impedance means a small inductor. So when we say low impedance has to be measured, it is either a small resistor, a small inductor or a large value of the capacitor. Now look at the circuit diagram of figure 631, which is nothing but the series connection. Here, the low impedance is connected in series with the working coil. The working coil is usually provided with the instrument itself and is connected across the test terminals T1 and T2. Also, a shorting strap in the form of a switch is connected across the low impedance Z. Now, here two measurements are made. In the first measurement, the shorting strap is closed. So the low impedance is shorted by closing the shorting strap or the switch. When this is done, after that, the tuning capacitor C1, the tuning capacitor is varied until the resonance is achieved. At resonance, the value of this tuning capacitor and the value of the voltmeter is noted down. This is known as, the first measurement is known as reference measurement. So in the reference measurement, what is done? The shorting strap is closed, the low impedance is shorted, the tuning capacitor is varied, and at resonance, the value of the capacitor C1 and the voltmeter reading Q1 is noted down. Now, we know under resonance, XL is equal to XC1. So, what is the Q this time? Q, by definition, it is XL by R, which is equal to omega by L by R. And since omega XL is equal to XC1, the same can be rewritten as 1 upon omega C1R. So give it equation number 1. This is what we have concluded from the reference measurement. Now for the second measurement, just the opposite is done. This time we are going to keep this shorting strap or the switch open. When the switch is kept open, the low impedance will automatically come in series with the working coil. Again, we will tune the capacitor. We will vary this capacitor until the resonance is achieved. Now since this time the low impedance has come into the picture, the value of the capacitor is definitely going to change. This time, let's say the new value of the capacitor is resonating capacitor at resonance is C2 and the corresponding value at the Q voltmeter is Q2. Now, how are we going to find this unknown impedance? Let us say this unknown low impedance is XS. Now this XS has come in series with the working coil XL. So usually क्या होता है? XL is equal to XC. But this time since XL के साथ XS series में है, we have XL plus XS is equal to XC2. Since we have a new value of the C2 here, we are going to use it in XC2. Okay. So what is your XS? XS will become XC2 minus XL. Now XC2, we know it is 1 upon omega C2 and XL from this equation. What is XL? XL is equal to omega L is equal to 1 upon omega C1. So we'll just simply write 1 upon omega C1 in place of XL. Now, simplifying the two, we have omega C1 C2. Taking the denominator omega C1 C2. So we have here C1 minus C2 in the numerator. This is the equation of the XS, which can be either inductive, capacitive or resistive in nature. Now with here from this equation we have to find out two things. We first need to find out what is the type of excess, whether it is inductive, capacitive or resistive, and whatever is the case, how to find out those values. How to find out the inductor, the capacitor or the resistor value, the equation for that, plus the quality factor of this unknown impedance. Now, if C1 is greater than C2, excess is inductive in nature. So, if you find out in the two measurements, you find out that the C1, the first measurement, during first measurement, C1 is greater than C2, you definitely know that excess is inductive in nature. However, if you find out that C2 is greater than C1, then excess is capacitive in nature. Now, taking the first case, if you find out that C1 is greater than C2 and it's inductive in nature, in equation number 2, the equation number 2 of excess, we can simply substitute excess as omega Ls is equal to C1 minus C2 upon omega C1 C2. So from this, what is the value of Ls? It will be C1 minus C2 omega square C1 C2. So this is how you are going to find out the unknown value of the inductor if C1, C2 and omega are known to you, which are now known to you. Because frequency is known to you, C1 and C2 you have noted from the two measurements. Now coming to the second case, suppose C2 is greater than C1. Now when C2 is greater than C1, we know that it is capacitive reactance. So in place of excess in this equation, we are just simply going to substitute 1 upon omega Cs is equal to, since C2 is greater than C1 here, C2 is greater than C1, so in this equation, instead of C1 minus C2, we are going to write C2 minus C1. So this will be C2 minus C1 upon omega C1 C2. Now omega will get cancelled out, and now what is going to be Cs? It is C1 C2 upon C2 minus C1. So this is now your Cs. Give it equation number 3. So far we have found out unknown, the equation, general equation of excess, the equation of Ls if it is inductive in nature, the equation of Cs if it is capacitive in nature. Now a very interesting point is how to find out the third case, if excess is purely resistive in nature. If it is purely resistive in nature, how are we going to find out the unknown resistor Rs? Now here, let us suppose that during the first measurement, the net resistance was R1, which was X1 upon Q1. In the second measurement, say it was R2. The second measurement, when the low impedance was taken into the picture, it was R2, and R2 was X2 upon Q2. So how are you going to find out Rs? For Rs, you have to simply subtract R1 from R2. Now what is our R2? R2 is X2 upon Q2. So X2 की place में you can simply write 1 upon omega C2. So we'll just rewrite it as omega C2 Q2 minus 1 upon omega C1 Q1, and then we need to simplify it. When you simplify it, what do you get? C1 C2 Q1 Q2. Numerator में you will get C1 Q1 minus C2 Q2. Now students, a very important point which we had already discussed. If the impedance is purely resistive in nature, when the impedance is purely resistive in nature, there is no change in the tuning capacitor, because the tuning capacitor changes only when the low impedance comes into the picture and it is reactive in nature. If it is resistive in nature, C1 is going to be same as C2. So C1 is equal to C2. So putting this condition in the equation of Rs here, we'll get, say I am substituting C1 C2 as C1 here. So it will be C1 common Q1 minus Q2 omega C1 C2 Q1 Q2. I can put it C1 square here for simplification. So just cancel out. So what is the value of RS we are getting here? Q1 minus Q2. Q1 minus Q2 upon omega C1 Q1 Q2. Now this is RS. So far we are able to find out what is the equation of excess, how to determine whether it is inductive, resistive or capacitive in nature. See, if C1 is equal to C2, nothing has been changed, it is resistive in nature. If C1 is greater than C2, you get to know it is inductive in nature, and then you can simply find out LS. If you get to know C2 is greater than C1, if your finding is C2 is greater than C1, then you know that excess is capacitive in nature, and then you can use the equation number 3. However, if the two value remain same, there is no change in C1 and C2, then it is resistive in nature. Then you go for this equation number 4 here. So after finding out this, the last important point left is how to find out the value of QS, the quality factor of the unknown impedance, which is very, very important. So we know that QS is equal to XS upon RS. We already have the equation of XS. Look here. We already have the equation of XS here. And the equation of RS which we are going to use is the basic one. This one. So just using this two equation and simplifying, we'll first write the equation of XS. Then RS substitute करेंगे. We'll get omega C1 C2 Q1 Q2 C1 Q1 minus C2 Q2. So simply cancelling out this one. So what is your QS now? Q1 Q2 C1 minus C2 C1 Q1 minus C2 Q2. This is how you will find out QS. So students, you have seen how in case of series connection we can determine whether the unknown impedance, the impedance under measurement, is of which nature, whether it is inductive, capacitive or resistive, and then how to find out the value, the equations for that, plus the quality factor of the unknown impedance.